ahum banjarangara padma sadarda 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 ahom banjarangara padmasadarda 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 ahom banjarangara padmasadar padmasadar ahum banjarangara 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 Padma Sadarda Ahom 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 Banjarangara padma sadarda ahum 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 banjarangara padma sadardo 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 ahum banjarangara padma sadarda 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 ahum banjarangara padma sadarda
Om Sambara Sambara Bamana Saramahan Zambaba Hum Palasoha Om Sambara Sambara Bamana Saramahan Zambaba Hum Palasoha Om Sambara Sambara Bamana Saramahan Zambaba Hum Palasoha Om Nanchada Namda Ram Janalan Japa Jashib Shakji Jana Bjipaya Sarje Chuda Gimdan Bagba Kalab Shagam Salad Darjagab Jashi Shurumi Yalaba Salaftan Tunjuvergon Shamba yan hua le ge zhe hua le dan ba gan lai gong ba jia qi re zhe ba jian nan hen bu ru da ren pa zhe le zhe hua le dan ne sim chen nan tam zhe lai gong zhe ba hua le ye cem zhe le ba zhe re ba zhe hua de dim can zhe men tu bi zhe xi hua lin pi le wa de ba re xie ba jie lai xie zhe le lu jiang hua le zhe ne hua de ne du jin zhe ne xie ri zhe huang gong bu xian bu hua le sa ye nyang bu zhe ba nan be re zhe le nam ki nyang bu ta gam che ge gan de zang ba le du ji par ke re le xiang dan nu re da wa re le zhe nian ma ye xie gam tan nan da nam zhe xi hua le jin che ge xiang che bu sen hua ye la xie gam zhe de lu ren qin ne de gam che gam zhe xi ser ye nyam do lum zhong wam zang ye le on ka ma la nian zhe ge dong dong pen co hua le bi men ne be je lam san na wang je ram ko do de ren qin ne da gam che je je xie gam san nan chen nam xie de je re cho jiang ji je de ma ga so ngo zhen bi hua le bi de bum zhe xi lam ye la xie gam zhe le lo cang ba qin bu dim zhong jin mi de bum mer dong dan da ye le bu ye dem ko re zhong pa ji bo da le wang mi me zang nam du 这是拉当东通都记着能把话热的真确的呢，也能在能在能啥什么呢？是给了个这些别的记得呢，用啊，也来想着了路，这个这个当的小啊，送吧了个当你玩，才话跟人呢，都都能花脸皮的，三吨的也不是能这，这些不得了个喷什么，这个不了小。 是那看的来没有别人学个，日莫见能长下来在那不走，只见了为梦蓝的飘为。 看那藏去了不正经，在家的家那么人那这样，那么半个话题半点啥的这么的那大堂个的，阿拉哈的什么样什么的呀？大连他班级的马哈班级马哈丁咱班级马哈白羊班级马哈波特咱班级马哈波特曼州巴桑这曼南班级是瓦卡马华人那必须的那班级说哈那么人那这样，那么半个话题半点啥的这么的那大堂个的呀？阿拉哈的什么样什么的呀？大连他班级 Maham banjir mahatin zam banjir mahabayam banjir mahabota zatan banjir mahabota manjo pasantana mana banjir serva karma warana bishudana banjir suana morana jaya namo banga wadim banjir sarada mardana tatangataya arahate samyak sampadaya talayata banjir maham banjir mahatin zam banjir mahabayam banjir mahabota zatan banjir mahabota manjo pasantana mana banjir serva karma warana bishudana banjir suhai Malisim janan kananja gonam jiraja dalade gom jimam zadam chum zadala ngunam malim jab janam kienan jirapa chumadanam kurunji nindara shazay zolay datam dolan tim zim shara Zam charam da ye na chadam chula bab da gab jadam ba te chadam chumadan she zoe zolo bhagabam jam hola junar jirbala sham zolo chanya da satagam jogji jitan na di zamab shakba ma ya sangge kan dake ma le te ta tham jada la le da nga ya da tang vim shak jo zambu shulp mulam dok da ge yarwa tham jada ya je mon samanda janga dal nya le li ra ban dar pai jalwa kan la ra ta sham salalo darji da na dal nya le son je na ma son je ti je we na bji pa ta ga te tar chu je yang na ma ma li pa tham jada yarwa tak ki ka bar mo Te tagam ngakpa mazala jamso nama yang ji yan lag jamsu jagan ji jarba kanji yundun rabju da jam devar shagba thamja da dakim tud me to damban changwa damba da selnyana nam dangam shipa dim chogata marmim chogta abdi pu damba ye jarba de tagalanam chuprabje nabza damba nam ta jam chogata shima parmar rabanyam bata kodapan chala param bam chokkanji jarva de dagalanam choprabje chodpaganam blamil jachiva de dagajalva tamchadalayamu zambov shola talpo togtagagi Galab shagam sadam choprabje dol chagzir dant me wangina litang dant tipjana yachi jang adigpa dagib ji pancham chipa de dag tamjala dagi sosurb shag shogji jarva kandan sanji ji rangjil nam tam lop tam lop tam doa kanjem sunam kalayan de dag kanje ji sab dagayara kanam shogji ji tin durmanam shanch berim sanji machagni gombo te tam dakim tamchadala korlob lana milpam korbarab kad nyangananda tun kamchala te tagalam do akan la panjang devapshir kadpa jang dal nyalab jiparayam dakim talmorab jeram surbarab Jam Sadabatam Chucham Shabata Jesus Ram Kalajan Survay Giva Johnson of Daki Chapsagapa Tamchadab Daki Shanchip Shirab Sham Chanab Jip Sanji Jum Dandi Tamchadata Sabchadani Pub Shanchip Singwa Chimbunam Lama Durjim Zamba Chimbunam Dalagon Shanchip Nyamburum Chichi Vara Sanji Namla Chapsumch Chudam Shanchip Singwaya Sola Antipshana Chapsumch Shanchip Nyamburum Chichi Vara Sanji Namla Chapsumch Chudam Shanchip Singwaya Sola Antipshana Chapsumch Shanchip Nyamburum Chichi Vara Sanji Namla Chapsumch Chudam Shanchip Singwaya Sola Antipshana Chapsumch Chatar Unjib Deshadim Shanchibatin Jalabata Same Queen Hapala, Tetagaram Janani Patar, Tibjan and Dola Pandunda, Shanchibasim Nam Jim Jaja, Tibjan and Danam Hapala, and Babs and Dam Haparja. Chatarang on Jib, the Shagajib, Shanchibatin and Japatam, Shanchibasim Queen Hapala, Tetagaram Janani Patar, Tibjan and Dola Pandunda, Shanchibasim Nam Jim Jaja. Tibjan and Danam Hapala, and Babs and Dam Haparja. Chatarang on Jib, the Shagajib, Shanchibatin and Japatam, Shanchibasim Queen Hapala, Tetagaram Janani Patar, Tibjan and Dola Pandunda, Shanchibasim Nam Jim Jaja. Tibjan Danam Hapala, and Babs and Dam Haparja. Dandi, Dazim Diba, Udemy to the Pelak Parato. Teran Sanji research, Sanji is a Takirato. Tanam the kitchen, Ritam Tamboli, Samante, Jumelam Samburim Dada, Yoparam Jarate Tripsha, Longim Shaktar Pampuli, Chatarin Chinan Patar, Tibjan Jaji 13, Shanchibusim Daglashi, Daki Teram Chulpatam Chadakub, Shangaram Joab, de Shagan what of the Lam Jundu was an jail, Hatan Hamala Sogaveraji, Shanchibusim Chorum Buchi, Marchi, Panamachi, Chipa Yamban, Meparayan, Koni, Kondan Peverisho. Shanchibusim Tamam Derajam, Shanchibipshul Labjurvata, Sarjanam Gium Zomjam, Delgeli Namafaverisho. Simquanam Jinam, Rutunan Tila Gondrubishom, Gomboina Gargomba, Simchanam La Timjurisho, Simchan and Tamjil Data, then Kirjing and Rutam to the Tata, Toverisho, Shanchibusim Quakan Takasarabjipa, Teta Ganji, Molam Jaburejo. Mahonja Dejan Barwa Wanga Bavjanda De Tonsur Top Yeshirka Machaga Devdan Bami Ramjanli Durjania Mana Wachimbo Churkana one day Durji Chum Jitin Wamshi Tiji Chazi Paramajerbum Kundinga Wamjer Nantalazana Wanchan Heraka Sama Yashim Bandra Dem Chondo Pujel Pub de Shinentir Mali Jirgi Lam Chorip Shidima Chotan Shaje Wamshi de Tonker Wamza Durji Wawaki Nantom Yamba Chimbunga Yadata Durji Kai Karti Samayo Garmedasum Gabjati Kamsum was there a Marapon Kundi on like Chavataji Tamchaleo the Persian Durji Chapachimbu Tichina Nani Dorgim Choktoja Durji Chapachimbu and after the day Chimburudum Shilepa Tai Jim Chalata Karjan Talji Komba Shiva Jimjipa Ramjam Samawangal Hatsola Kipi Survan de Subshinjilo Chotanango Drum Dorgim Watata Tomile Wanda Shelbungu Drusoloma Hoshab Dechin Baraba Wanga Popang the Beton Sosur Shirka Macha Debden Pamiram Jenny Durjinia Mana Wachimbuan Churkan one day Durji Chum Jitina Wamshi TJ Chazi Palamajerbum Kundinga Wamger and after the Zano once in the Herega Bandara Dem Chondo Pajerpo Deshinentir Mali Jirgi Elam Toru Shidima Chotan Mishade Wamshi Tonker Wamza the Durji Wandaki Soa Nantom Yamba Chimbunga Yadata Durji Kai Karticha Samayo Garmenasum Gabjadi Kamsum was there a Marpon Kundi on like Chabertaji Tamchadayosha the Persian Durji Chapa Chimbu Tichina Nani or Drum Dorgim Chotoja Durji Chacha Chimbu and after the day I Chimburum Shilepa Tai Jim to the Davo Karchan Tarji Kom Web Shiva Jimzip Ramjam Samawangal Hatsola Gibi Zurvan de Subshinjilo Chotanangudrum the game Patata told me to want the ship Soloma Hosha Dichin Baraba Wanga Popjan the Deton Sosur Shirka Macha Devdan Bamiram Jenny Durjinia Mana Wachimbuan Churkana one day Durji Chum Jitina Wamshi Tiji Chazi Pamajerbum Kundinga Wamjer not to the no once in Hereka Sama Yashim Bandara Dem Chondor Pajarapu Decinatir Mani Jirgi Elam Torip Shedamam Chotan Shade Wamshi Detonker Wamza Durji Wawandaki Soa Nantom Yamba Chimbunga Yadata Durji Kai Kartitra Samayo Garmedasum Gabjadi Kamsum was there a Marpon Kundi on like Chavertaji Tamjadayosha the Persian Tijina Naming or Drum Dorgim Chotoloja Durji Chacha Chimbui not to the day I Chimburum Shilipam Tai Jim to the Dava Rokarjan and Tarji Kom Shiva Jimzipa Ramjam Sasamawangal Hatsola Kipi Zurman de Subshinjilo Chotan or Drum Dorgim Patanda told me the one that Shilpa Origin of Shansam Patama Kizra Dombola Yansan and Chaka or Jabbi Patama Johnny Jesus Chakam Kortan Kandu Mambo Koran Cheriki Jesus Dabbi Shinji Lop Shirashak Sol Gara Patama Sada the Hoy Jadapangaram Sam Jadata Jabarin Chimbub Jada Shansam New Active Jadata Depshin Gabjal Hazola Survan Devs of Shinjelo Bishana Zami Varchazuru Sambai Ibshin the Padam Chotan Tamu Drubs Japangaram Sam Jatam Japarin Chimbub Jada Shansam New Active Jet Depshin Gabjal Hazola Survan Devs of Shinjelo Bishana Zami Varchazuru Sambai Ibshin the Pada Chotan Tamu Drubs Japangaram Sam Jata Japarin Chimbub Jada Shansam New Active Jet Depshin Gabjal Hazola Survan Devs of Shinjelo Bishana Zami Varchaz Sambai Ibshin the Padam Chotan Tamu Drubs Japangaram Sam Jata Jala Zolam, Survan Dips of Shinjilo, Shana Sami, Rachasura, Sambai Ibsen, the Padam, Chotan Tamu, Druzada, Tapangaram, Subjet, the Perin Chimbu, Jet, the Shansam New, Jeta, the Chimpab Jelazol, Survan Dips of Shinjilo, Shana Sami, Rachasura, Sambai Ibsen, the Padam, Chotan Tamu, Druzada, Tapangaram, Subjet, the Perin Chimbu, Jet, the Shansam New, Jeta, the Chimpab Jelazol, Survan Dips of Shinjilo, Shana Sami, Rachasura, Sambai Ibsen, the Padam, Chotan Tamu, Druzada, Tapangaram, Subjet, the Perin 亲不觉得相思你我直接的，这苹果节还走了，昨晚的日星期六不是那稍微玩车说的300%的白当，找到他们我这不做到这半个人参加，这不认真亲不觉得相思你我直接当啊，这苹果节还走了，昨晚的日星期六不是那稍微玩车说的300%的白当，找到他们我这不做了，前来都讲说的晚大半天，当时我刚的你不是个事，那大个的碰他不做的是我当，去当这心皮的味咋都说了，见面了当半年了当点钟个，那晚个没了总结见面啥的，让的那男客人就只能演出会，人前的上车摆的你的我当，说半聪明的小家上给呢，谁的眼到这能看到会不是了的，去过什么说的都是一些的中些，是个意思，那是个家乐江上，是个有那娘是个得在龙子了，那么谁的节日得是节了花了巴了吧，也许我是这边快阳家不你我这边的你不能这说，拍个错点从口的机用口的上，真把怎记这心他你的。台湾吃花了苏鲁啊，夹个能地不得你的钱不肉死了，娘亲钱不说的那你米上，送你莫了钱不俺家的，把个大人家参图是么的都会东北的几阵来是个死了路，大个人那个什么给做龙是了几，跟咱吃了不真的没年吧了，他们的你是个的多么礼拜。娘你觉得白这个不说说的是个，拍个当说说些我给完了，第什么是个垃圾是也让我，咱不讲价钱出金库罗子了，是个不是人家们吃了不能过得说了，却能南开单位也是个，第什么空姐没把这是个莫了钱，但是那我的钱这个吃了都能讲，这不是个大单那我人做，大概第什么是个不给做。快结本着跟了盘他了的，去接家的不大个不的你是了讲，去接家的不公旁头不的说，大个这个你明着俺公没了那么提进大个不的总了个真的嘞，让当点的人群的那么什么节，那俺这年的接近成年的，对不是的讲这个聪明的媳妇的，一了气的别娘的说了对吧那，我觉得这亲不满。你的玩上吃玩的推荐，今咱能做的，咱能觉得白的，咱里不见几顿不可累也心急，我是人那走不能为亲不得当心真他们觉得急，这不他们这能啥的让他个白亲不，蓝街用的操的真的心的，什么都不算能把人三啦，东巴中等的对不上是个白的中。Bayang da par zo pa sar di war gerba sajan da banam shegin salam chudur japsim chevam lam Tibjin shagbada jumbayang da par zo pa sar di war gerba sajan da banam shegin salam chudur japsim chevam lam Tumba jumdan di tibjin shagbada jumbayang da par zo pa sar di war gerba sajan da banam shegin salam chudur japsim chevam lam Tumba jumdan di tibjin shagbada jumbayang da par zo不上进或者上家的班了，是很早了，就都叫什么吃我们了。东北中等的地是那些白的中白呀，大不走不上进或者上家的班了，是很早了，就都叫什么吃我们了。东北中等的地是那些白的中白呀，大不走不上进或者上家的班了，是很早了，就都叫什么吃我们了。东北中等的地是那些白的中白呀，大不走不上进或者上家的班了，是很早了，就都叫什么吃哦。达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso。达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，达利亚头mani mani mahamana iso，mani mani mahamana iso，mani mani mahamana iso。 Mani mani mahamanaizo, 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 mani 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 mahamanaizo, mani mani mahamanaizo, mani mani mahamanaizo, devara shagpa chirka chimrada, kurdan kitsin satan shankamanda, chejem sam chagab zambum chandrawa, tendram konarab dagzo, jirvara sho, nami sarvata tangata bayo bakum kambi sarvata kangati, saparana manganga kanso hai. Doton Kandram Dam Tochi, Rixum Bami Jim to the Sanchanajan, Lord Dam de la Quadra Ponier and James, Solam Choto, some Donald Huntrabanzo, Jim Doton Kandram Dam Tochi, Rixum Bami Jim to the Sanchanajan, Lord Dam de la Quadra Ponier and James, Solam Choto, some Donald Huntrabanzo, Jim Doton Kandram Dam Tochi, Rixum Bami Jim to the Sanchanajan, Lord Dam de la Quadra Ponier and James, Solam Choto, some Donald Huntrabanzo. Gandab Zamo Yeshi Trubusala, Yanji Jelamo Ekanza Gema, Yeshi Ledam Jitin Mamoto, Zolam Chotam Chulamim Chanim, Hon Gandab Zamo Yeshi Trubusala, Yanji Jelamo Ekanza Gema, Yeshi Ledam Jitin Mamoto, Zolam Chotam Chulamim Chanim, Hon Gandab Zamo Yeshi Trubusala, Yanji Jelamo Ekanza Gema, Yeshi Ledam Jitin Mamoto, Zolam Chotam Chen Lim Zodai Zhang Zhong Qim Ji Qim Bu Ra La Zhe Ban Nam Jie De Dong Meng Che Zhe Da Za Da Jie Ge Re Zhang Ban Dip Jie Le Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod She Zhang Zhong Qim Ji Qim Bu Ra La Zhe Ban Nam Jie De Dong Meng Che Zhe Da Za Da Jie Ge Re Zhang Ban Dip Jie Le Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod She Zhang Zhong Qim Ji Qim Bu Ra La Zhe Ban Nam Jie De Dong Meng Che Zhe Da Za Da Jie Ge Re Zhang Ban Dip Jie Le Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod Hon Dam Chen Che Wo Qim Bu Ting Lim San Ji Dim Tam Mam Zang Gang Po Ni Sok Gap Che Le Sam Jie Zhi Jin Sok Dang Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod Hon Dam Chen Che Wo Qim Bu Ting Lim San Ji Dim Tam Mam Zang Gang Po Ni Sok Gap Che Le Sam Jie Zhi Jin Sok Dang Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod Hon Dam Chen Che Wo Qim Bu Ting Lim San Ji Dim Tam Mam Zang Gang Po Ni Sok Gap Che Le Sam Jie Zhi Jin Sok Dang Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod Ban Ma Wang Ge Guan Yin Nam Te Wo Qi Qip Zhen Zhe Bo Jie Le Bo Yang Li Hui Ren Ze Mar Bong Kwa Kwa Rab Zhe Ban Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod She Ban Ma Wang Ge Guan Yin Nam Te Wo Qi Jie Le Bo Yang Li Hui Ren Ze Mar Bong Kwa Kwa Rab Zhe Ban Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod She Ban Ma Wang Ge Guan Yin Nam Te Wo Qi Qip Zhen Zhe Bo Jie Le Bo Yang Li Hui Ren Ze Mar Bong Kwa Kwa Rab Zhe Ban Jin So Lam Che Tam Che Lim Chen Lim Zod Gang Xi Yin Zhen Ba Zam Ji Jian Do De Pe Mo Zhe Wen De Wa Ren Za De Bai Ye Chur Jiong Ye Zhe Nam Nor Wen Jian Nam Jim Da Gan Sam Tu Ma Li Nye Ram Zhe Bem Zod Am Ko Ren Di Chu Ken Da Da Ri Pe Nga Rang Da Mam Ge Ye Xi O De Ni Long Ngo Wo War Da Nam Jam Bu Du Jin La Nam Ba Jap Chi Ge Ye Zhe Nam Nor Be Nye De Karak Salam Zim Zam Mam Ban Zhe Da Ye Qin Chun Che De Shig Ji Ra La Zhe Le Wen Ma Nam Jab Ni Jie Le Zhong O Le Zi Re Men Mi Den Chu Rang Nan De Ge Bu Jian De La Men Mi Re Sa Ni Qin Re Wo Ser Ni Zhang Kam Sen Jia Men Hua Lai Tian Ye Shen De Be Ye De Lai Zhe Men Ji Mi De Pen Zhe Jia Be La So Lo Re Wa De Be Ani chinera wo sergi jang kama soyen jam wale de ye shen leb ye de la jmen ji me de ban soy jabala solorwa debergon yeder to paim pover pshenen ke lob anil shinere wo sermi jan kama Sơn jam hoa đời thiết kiếp sân đập ye đơ la mình ji mi đề phân thôi ja ba la solo ra de ber gon geder to Olngi tilir jerang pshawni janya wintam Gadkan yeshi simdim lamada Kalawam nyambub shenlab toba barasam Jiwa kanta yang tam lama tam jemid chuji wala lo shud cha sadan lam ji yon den rabzo ni durjim chang gomba nyur thob shoy chumdan dim gombon jam hola yang la shagim zalalo kang lo judem ye cham tar nya tar nam tar sadabi chnyel dongna jab jam zib shren yil ji tgar la wa manzana kang dagam jab zar mari man tanab de ngada ji zarab jotsoy kan la ba chim tar zi yala ji ji yang dan som dik tar chitgum nyon mo nyan thon li ji chog chog dum zada cha mari mam zada dim ngada nya ga chim yala chum zada rat nam dunni dag jam sar jim tar sun yund ni zog je chi thoshk chachagam chatam chani jenji dag blum mam salam jam khol yang la dad arapatana 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 zedan jel jim cherab or zaraji daglo tame mambar absalane Quadam dam chu jean le stopaye lojur kolber nawa jel de solo
Well, the oral transmission as well as today's oral transmission, I'll give you two together.
Неврзеве тамби дага ики рамжин бомбода терге лохшир деване дан куратаным нянде мнябане тортоширта дага чеда мали шереп тип чада те сем чана чеда шереп цирдан же туба мана тертерло цепшан жип таблапте кон пагбан корам нянде мангер кате санге камена дыгла кёрм мандержан нянде ландобада донир момба мепрендер Tam nyan debi de debati dungar kyoyum thwand regulen kain jira temet taglad me shero jamzu jevjen khome be yondaran chen mazane yermet yondan tambe ngo nyepshir marme jen churkir garwa yishi da tuje kamnab de yeshir no taran chen chi jamzo tanam sombar tan jemelanam ngonshi da yishi jemetenya da na yemepshir marme Knandang zhom chu zhom do chu chum song jian su jian pag su jian pag zhoksan ji devjin ye yan jig ba le de nye de zigbe semchen la de nye zigbe semchen la jia yu nyang bo ndop tan do so kiwo shenjelo dembam tongwa dobate devjan soba jirdavjin chinjima lokchumit net madag tagba dan shendar namdag koramjin semjin shanjib zanwa dan devjan soba jivjodo ngo nilla soba yi nda chikinab dibai kamna nerkur ximdagda mangsam ginab tamba yin mangsam ginab tamba yin jirtar tugmid dagni chan namka tagdir jisong tar semjin ramjin chimidum Jimmy yang devjin dana gunjin zhe devjir jimzin niba dang yondam tatig khabarte zigir nam ba man ba dang varmam chogla namka avjin niba lor dang dan bi yondan ramjin nidavshi nirdan shir jirtar ngarjin shi devjin girame bi chunye do 今天我们继续讲
Well, continue with the Uttara Tantra Shastra,
明天呢
and tomorrow
讲这个
is the Analects of Confucius.
这个论语呢
Will be the first class.
这样的话呢不知道好不好讲
I'm not sure if it's going to be easy to give a teaching on Analects of Confucius. I am not so sure about it. I know something about the teachings of Confucius. I don't know some of it. I know some of it. I've taught for 30 years. I think in terms of the framework, I know lots of the some of the logics or how to then give teaching in terms of then giving classes. I think I'll be okay because I've been teaching for 30 years. So I am confident and not so arrogant, so to speak. In fact, there are about over 300 commentaries on the Analects of Confucius. It is quite a meaningful text to study. Therefore, I really wish to then study together with you. To compose a teaching and to give a teaching on other people's texts would be, in fact, quite different. And maybe to give a teaching this time, which is the first time. If it works for you, that would be wonderful. If it doesn't, maybe we'll try it again next time. I've given teachings before on how to be a good student, as well as the classics on filial piety. I think lots of the traditional classics, it does contain lots of meaningful contents. But whatever class you're listening to, I encourage you to start and end it well if you were to start it. The content is the same, so there's really not much of the meaning to give it up halfway through. Studying is not something that makes you suffering. In fact, the studying could bring you lots of benefits. And the value of teaching cannot be replaced by other things. Therefore, I really think that we should be quite curious in terms of seeking for knowledge. During seeking for the worldly knowledge could also maybe give you rise to some insights of the supermundane teachings as well. So that was the first thing I want to make announcement of. I am then going to teach the Analects of Confucius, and then later on I'll give teachings on Suragama Sutra. But you never really know if I'll be able to finish teaching any of the texts that I started teaching. For example, I think Vimalakirti Sutra I will be able to finish it, but the other teachings are rather quite long, and not sure if I'll be able to finish teaching it. I'm not sure if you will then persist all the way till the end to finish well on studying it. If you watch the news, you know this world is quite turbulent, quite chaotic, and not so harmonious. In such kind of a special era, we should then keep our mind pure, which is very difficult. And it is also difficult to bring peace and harmony to the external phenomena, the external environment as well. Therefore, we should cherish the opportunity when we still have it to study and listening to the Dharma, to contemplate and practice the Buddha Dharma. And I really hope that through such teaching, through such practice, then we will be able to bring peace to this world. And in order to bring peace and harmony to ourselves, to our mind, as well as external phenomena, external environment, I think it is quite crucial to supplicate to Padmasambhava. I was translating then Phuntsog Rinpoche's teachings, where he said that wherever you are, Phuntsog Rinpoche stated, wherever you are on the cliff or in any places, if you could chant the mantra of Padmasambhava with the beautiful voice and the beautiful rhythm, then any kind of sentient beings who hears such chanting, then they will eventually be able to attain the fruition of being reborn in Pure Land. As well as Lama Lodro, who is the Lama or Guru of Phuntsog Rinpoche, as well as Patrul Rinpoche's Guru, they all said that before any kind of teaching, first of all, the most important is to then blow the conch, and then when people hear the conch, which is calling for the Dharma teaching, the practitioners and the students would then slowly walk to the shrine hall while chanting Padmasambhava mantra. And then on the way back to their home after the teaching, they would chant the Padmasambhava Padmasambhava mantra as well. Before our class, in fact, we play the audio of Phuntsog Rinpoche's chanting of Padmasambhava mantra, but I don't really see many people would chant it. But maybe it's because that our practitioners nowadays, they don't have right mindfulness. They love to then surf online with their cell phone or playing with their cell phone and chatting with others. When you get into a shrine hall, it should be very quiet and should be quite mindful. But I don't see that happening yet after many times of stressing it. Maybe the women's section is probably more noisy than the men. Maybe it's the problem of my ear, but before and after the class, I really encourage you to then chant the mantra and read the textbook that you should read. On one hand, I really think that people are quite tamed by their cell phones to the extent that they're almost crazy about their cell phones. But nowadays, the cell phone provides so much information, and majority of them are junk information. They're not necessary. Therefore, I encourage you to put down your cell phone and then chant the Padmasambhava's mantra. Otherwise, lots of the times, people would just chant the mantra for 3 times and then that's it. They don't want to chant anymore at all. Similarly to the people who are engaging in other kind of daily activities, such as taking bus and train, any kind of a commute, if you could just silently chant to yourself the Padmasambhava mantra, then it would be quite beneficial to yourself, to your mind, as well as to the worldly to any of the worldly chaos. It would be very beneficial to bring harmony to this world. That's on one aspect. That's of one aspect. On the other aspect is to make the aspiration to then finish whatever Dharma you're studying without any interruptions. Therefore, today we'll chant the Padmasambhava mantra together right now. And I really encourage you in the next period of time, in order to dispel any obstacles, to chant at least 108 Padmasambhava mantra, at least 10,000 Padmasambhava mantra, as well as 100 to 200 times of the 8 manifestations of Padmasambhava mantra. And the prayer that we chant together would be, in fact, bring the synergy which could dispel obstacles for ourselves and for the world, which could dispel all these obstacles into space. So we should then supplicate one pointedly to Padmasambhava, to Wujing Guru Rinpoche. Padmasambhava, when he was at Mangye Doma, and he said that if you were to chant and dedicate and supplicate to me, in fact, I had never left you. Therefore, with this sincerity, then let's chant together the Padmasambhava mantra.
Maomadan Garaba Mazar do 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 Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do 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 Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do 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 Maomadan Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Maomadan Garaba Mazar Maomadan Garaba Mazar do Kela da Jang Sura da Bim da da so Gang da Ne Be Sa Na Dan Orbon da Zu Jwa Chu Dong Zha Xin Pe Ren Za De Sur 好，接下来我们讲
Now let's continue with the actual class of the Mahayana Uttara Tantra Shastra.
大家应该值得重视啊，我是这样想的。
You should really attach great importance
很
to
多人来
this.
讲，
Personally,
几生当中
I think to a lot of people, to have such an opportunity to listen to the Uttara Tantra Shastra is, in fact,
关系的。为
quite
什么呢？
worthy of you being quite joyful,
因为可能
because
你的环境、你的教育、
where
你的
you
各
are,
方面的
your
因缘呢
education, or different kind of
也是
causes
我
and
们这个
conditions
如
that
来
you
藏的这个
obtain,
本来面目甚
that
至
you
可能
have,
很多人
can
来到这个世
barely
界的
lead
时候
you
不知道神
to
有牵涉不
see
知道
the
这是
Buddha
非常
nature,
的
to understand what Buddha nature is.
值得思考
Many
的
people nowadays in the
值得思
world,
考的
they don't even
所以我们
understand
真正
of
在
the
这样的一个
previous
环
and
境当中，如果你没有听
next
到这样的
lives.
大
They do
乘
not
这种
understand
论
such
点
continuity
就可
of
能
mind stream.
就不知
Therefore,
不
to
觉
have
地
such
来
an
到这个世界
opportunity
然后
to
不知不觉
listen
地
to
就是
such a
最
great
后呢离开
Mahayana
这个世
Sutra,
界也许造了就是弥天大罪，就是没有做
it is
我
quite
说有意义的
precious.
事情。
Many
这样的话
people
我觉
had
得非常
committed
可惜
great
所以呢
misdeeds
我有时候真的很想
and
特别就是希望的话呢，大家
never had such
应该懂得
opportunity to
这么一
listen
个
to
部分
this
如何
sutra,
记住
to this
是
text.
这么重要的这个事情呢，如
And
果
I
没有
think
关系的话
if
呢
you
确
have such
实
an
太遗憾
opportunity
啊
to listen
我
to
们现
this
在有些这个
supreme
佛教徒
teaching,
呢虽然皈依
you
很
should
多年
really
了
cherish it.
但是
Otherwise,
他
it's
的
such a
心里面
pity
的
to
这个
waste
见
your
解
life
也就是说他的
without
这个见解
without knowing what a Buddha
可能
nature is.
还没有就是建立起一个
And to
真
lots
正
of
的这个
Buddhists,
佛教的基本
they
观
in
念
fact
啊
have
包括
not
这个
really
森林的
set
这
any
种
firm
价值
foundation
和
or
如来
had
藏的这
any
个意义
right
啊
view
很多
about
人并不
Buddhism
是非常
yet.
这个
They are not
清楚
so
的
clear
这样
and
的
so
话呢
certain about what a
的
Buddha
确是
nature
很可
is.
惜的
And
就是
in
所
such a
以
way, being a Buddhist,
我
that is
这
also
次呢
quite a
就是
pity.
看到就是我们
This
这个
time,
道友们在不
During
同场合当中
teaching
辅导
and
学习的时候
studying
呢
this
心里
text,
就是也是
I noticed that so many practitioners, so many sanghas are studying,
就说不
are
清的一种这个
then
滋味儿，就是
debating
感到呢就是
and
很欣慰，就是为什么呢？因为
studying a group, which brings a lot of joy to me because growing in such kind of environment, you have the opportunity to study this text. That's probably the best kind of, or the most beneficial and valuable gain of your life. In this text, there are so much profound teachings, and I think lots of the scholars want to understand what this text talks about. However, they cannot really understand the profound meaning of this Uttara Tantra Shastra. Even their students who study under them, the students abandon this Buddha nature thought completely. Why is that? It is because they only study and research from a scholastic point of view, but not and their scholarly study are not really combined with their studying and contemplation and personal practice. In such a way, then they won't gain any success from their research or from their practice. For Buddhists, some of them, they only have the inspiration or aspiration to have a better lifestyle, to attain the celestial being, celestial realm. And some only understand a little bit, and they only have faith, but not really truly understanding of what Mahayana teaching of emptiness, and therefore they then engage in merit accumulation blindly. And it's just a very small number of people who have the opportunity and who can have such kind of opportunity to study the profound meaning of Uttara Tantra Shastra, of what Buddha nature is. Therefore, I really hope that those of you who are listening to this teaching to focus and to then one-heartedly to study this text. Do not treat this class as something that you can brush off your shoulder or something that is very easy to understand. Rather, I really hope that you could engage in discussion groups, in deep contemplation, and then you will be able to have at least a glimpse of this Buddha nature is. In fact, after teaching each class, I feel really quite tired, but I still stay after class to listen to the after-class discussion group. And lots of people, they did a great work, and they did a great job. The other day, during the Vimalakirti Sutra class, I asked them to then at least have one opportunity to give the teaching to they should ask for one round of giving or presentation to others. And in such a way, it is then in such a way they plant a seed for giving teaching of this particular sutra and shastra, because later on you may have the opportunity to go to dark places and go to places that's then permeated with lack of wisdom or darkness of ignorance, and you may have such opportunity to go and to teach them and to propagate the brightness of Dharma. So, in the future, we're going to hand down the torch of Dharma to the young generation. Therefore, while we're studying the Uttara Tantra Shastra, the Tathagata Garbha, then we should be very mindful of that. We should propagate the Dharma, and we have the responsibility to pass this light on. To me, whatever Dharma teaching I receive from whomever teacher that I listen to, I never ever interrupted my teaching and classes. And I really paid great attention to each sentence and each word they said. And therefore, whenever I'm teaching, I would remember what my gurus used to teach and how they used to say. Sometimes I remember very clearly, sometimes not so clearly. I used to write lots of notes from different classes. Maybe later on, if I have opportunity, I will then pile it up on my table. Maybe it will be even taller than me. Anyhow, whatever teaching you receive, whomsoever the teacher is, I really wish that you could focus wholeheartedly on the Dharma, and instead of then thinking, oh, this teacher or oh, that teacher is not good. Do not try to criticize your teacher. Do not use all your time to criticize the teacher. If you constantly criticize your teacher, how could you then inherit their merit and inherit the knowledge that they teach? Therefore, the attitude of listening to the Dharma is crucial. And when you have the opportunity to listen to the Dharma, you should have a mind of feeling cherished, because you never know if you will ever have such opportunity again to study together in this Sangha. Do not feel so heartbroken at that time. You should then listen wholeheartedly when this opportunity is still here, when such an opportunity is still mature at this moment. So when such opportunity then dissipate, when the conditions dissipate, you won't feel so heartbroken that you didn't seize the opportunity and listen to the teaching. Last class, we've already covered the function, the cause, the fruition, and we talked about the merits. In fact, there are the 10 kinds of qualities of Buddha nature. We've already then covered the first 3. Nowadays, many people talk so much about Buddha nature. But what is Buddha nature? I think when it comes to explanation of Buddha nature, they really don't understand what it is. Therefore, when we have this opportunity to then study in depth of Buddha nature, I think it will really help you to understand what it is. The next one then talks about the manifestation, and it has 2 aspects. The first one talks about the short explanation of the reason. In the nature, the suchness is one, but in terms of then what it is, or the suchness, and who can attain suchness, it has 2 aspects. The first one then talks about, based on the manifestation of suchness, dividing into that of an ordinary being, and that of a noble one, and that of a perfect Buddha.
啊，就我们现在在座的各位呢，很多人都是先线上
We-
是凡夫人，就是不知道实际上是菩
We are
萨。
all,
反正现在
we
有时候看不
manifest
出来，
in
就
the
是有些
form
人
of ordinary
凡夫
beings.
当中也是
It's very
烦恼比较
difficult to
重
say
的这样
that
有些
you
是
are
大
an
致可能
ordinary
是
being
甚
or
至
not.
可
There are
能
people who
甚至
manifest
放
in
在
the
一
way
边
that they
甚至
have
的
great
像，但是有时候
afflictions,
好像也很
but
难看出来，就是哇，这个
maybe
是不
they're the
是
noble
有点
ones.
甚至暂时一
However,
段
you
时
never
间就
really
是
know
装得比较
because there are
像，就是
people
真
who
的
are
像
very
圣子
good
一
at
样的，但是
pretending,
遇到就是种种事情的时候呢，好
just
像
like the
甚
noble
至的
ones who've
像
already
就是有一点
realized
的
the
变
Buddha
化，
nature,
就是这
and
样。凡是永远不太清
afterwards
楚
they
不管
cannot
怎么
keep
样的，就是
pretending
凡夫人的
anymore.
这个
They
真如。还有
then
呢，就
seem
是
to
甚
be
至就是从离地
ordinary
到
beings
实地之
again.
间的这个
So
甚至
there's
的
the
不善的
ordinary
这种
beings,
真如。
and there are
然后呢，
the
就是圆满
suchness
这个
of a
功德的
noble
真
one,
如
that
啊，
is
就是
the
有这样的
that
这
are
个
the
三个真如。
bodhisattvas
那
from the
这三
first
个
to
真
10th
如的
bhumi,
话呢，
and
就
then
是
there
实
are
际
the
上是
suchness of a
这
perfect
个
Buddha.
照见一切万法的这个如来呢，就是
He
对
who
这些
sees
这个
suchness has
将来应该有
explained
愿
the
的
nature
这个
of
编
the
制的这个
victor
有
to
愿的这些
be.
众生面前呢，已经非常明确的
They
宣诉了就
very
是如来藏的这种
then
自性法性啊，就是也就是说，这
Detail,
个佛陀的
detailedly
话呢，就是它是
explained
一种
what
见
the
证者。那
nature
么这个
of
见
the
证者佛陀呢，就
of
是于这个
Buddha,
塑化众
the
生
Buddha
面前呢，
nature
已经
is.
降了这个如来藏。
So
如来藏是什么
the
呢？
manifestation
如
of
来藏是
suchness fully
凡夫
divides
人的
into
这
three
个真如，就
aspects.
是凡夫人的这个有各个的如来藏。然后生者的这
The
个
first one is the
就
suchness
是
of
半
an
垢染
ordinary
半不
being
垢染
that
的，就是
is
这样的如来
impure,
藏。
and the
然后佛
suchness
陀
of
的
a
非常清
noble
净的
one.
无垢的这样的如来藏。所以呢，佛陀佛
In
陀
fact,
对这个
the
有愿的这些众生呢，
taking
已经
three
讲了这
different
样的。当
manifestations
然，
as
这
a
个无愿
basis,
的一
then
些
the
众生，
omniscient
包
one who
括这个
directly
前面
sees
讲的外
suchness
道
has
也好，
explained the nature of
大愚
victorious
者也好，或者
Tathagata.
说是
And
声闻
in
这个信
another
人的话
word,
呢，
the
那么这
complete
个 对
pure
他们
Dhammadhatu
来
is
讲，
very
这个如来
clearly
藏
is
他
a
们就并不
very
是很
clear
慢
way
的。
to
所以
those
呢，就是佛
fortunate
陀是对这个有愿的这
being
些
who have
众生面
suitable
前
for
的
the
话呢，就已经
disciples.
向了这个
But the
如来藏
Tathagata
的
has
这个真正的
already
这个
then
实相啊，
taught
就
the
这个如来藏的
truth
实相的
of
话呢，实际上是
Buddha
他
nature
啊
to the
自有
sentient
有
beings
这
who
个
are the impure
从
ones
从
and the noble
从
ones who are
就我们的
partially
这
impure
个
and
菩
partially
提教
pure
的
and
层面的
perfect
话呢，
Buddha
它
who
可
are
以分。
completely pure.
然而，这个如来藏它自己的本体层面来分都没
From
有
the
什么这
nature
个分的。
aspect,
有一部经
in
典呢，
fact,
就是什么
there's
这个
no way
这个
to separate what a Buddha nature is. You
就是
cannot
藏上面有一个叫做
separate
光
levels
光部
of
经啊，就是光部
Buddha
经。
nature
光部经当中就是
into
讲这
different
个
parts or
发
different
心如来
aspects,
还不
but
计有是非
uh,
就是发心是
from the
像大海
aspect
一样
of
的，
who
就是真
possess
正
it,
像无
then
尽
there
法
are
就没有什么是
differences.
非的。然后
According
凡夫现
to
在人平等无
the
高下，就是凡
the
夫也
Sutra of
好，僧
Vastness
人也
and
好，还有这个
Comprehensiveness, it
圣
is
者
says
这
that
个波罗
Dharmata
也
is
好，
like
那
the
么
ocean,
这些的
not
话呢，就是实际上
discriminating
是
right
如
or
来藏
wrong. The
本体
Dharmata
层
of
面来讲
ordinary
就
being
没
and
有高
enlightened
下。
ones
那
is the
怎么
same.
方面有
No
高下呢？就
distinction
是唯
of
在
a
心会
superior
去
or inferior
趋近
as
于
long
烦
as
恼
the stain
就
of
是
the
唯
mind
一
is
的什么呢？
removed.
就是
To
我们这个
the
性的规律的
realization of
没
it
有
can be
啊，
achieved.
就是
It's
通过
easy as
这个层
flipping
面
your
呢，就
hand
可以
from
去这个它的这个真
from
我
the
啊，
palm
就是这
to
个
the
义无
back
反
of your
面，
hand.
就是能知道啊，就是所以心就是密和不密呢，就是
So
可以知道我们这个是凡夫一生呢，还是
the
是圣
mind,
者呢，
whether
还是是这个佛陀，就是从
it
这个
is
层面来分的。所以如来藏呢，就是从这个驱逐方面，就是对这个真如的
from
驱逐方
the
面啊，
manifestation
凡夫人的
aspect,
这个
how
真
to
如
them
或者说是
how
菩萨的
the
这个真如
ordinary
佛的真
ones
如
or the noble
所以
ones or
呢
the
这个佛陀
Tathagatas.
是对这个慈悲的佛陀呢，
In
就是对
fact,
众生
the
降了
compassionate
就是
Buddha
这个如
has
来藏的
taught
这个不同
Buddha
的道
nature
法。所以我们
from then
大家
different
一定要明白，就
aspects
是什么是如来藏呢？
accordingly.
就是如来藏的内容还
Therefore,
是
I
很
really
广
hope
大
that you
就
could
是
understand
这
what
个
the
下
Buddha
面也
nature
会讲，
is.
就是
In
我
fact,
们
it
一
is
般
quite
就是可能
vast, and
就是
later on we'll
就
further
几句
explain
话
what
很
it
难
is.
这个
It's very difficult
概
to
括啊。
explain it
我都
in
去
just
有些
short
学校的时候呢，
sentences.
很多老
Sometimes
师
when I
呢
go to different universities, lots of teachers require me to give teachings on the Buddha nature, including Xiamen University, Peking University, and lots of professors who studied for many, many years. In fact, I think their studies are really good. However, maybe when it comes to the belief aspect or the systematic studying and contemplation of the five treatises are still quite lacking. And because of that, they then mix the esoteric and exoteric teachings, as well as the first, the second, and third turning of the Dharma wheel of the Buddha. And since they mix all of them together, therefore their explanations are rather quite vague. and mixed up. Therefore, I really hope that they could reconsider how to give teachings on those or studying on those. The next one, and then it says that it manifests as perverted view in ordinary beings as a reversal of those. They say in those who see the truth, and it manifests as it is in an unperverted way as a freedom from elaboration in the Tathagata. Sometimes over here it says that the ordinary beings and the ordinary beings they could born in as a human being, and once they die, maybe they will be reborn in hell realm. So that's ordinary beings, and they would then switch places to be reborn based on the wind of karma. For these kind of beings, they have the perverted view, the view of purity and bliss and permanence and self. Those views are perverted, as well as their mind or their thoughts. They constantly have this kind of mental formation of jealousy, anger, and so on. Those which those of which are then also perverted, as well as their then the perception are also perverted. However, for the bodhisattvas who are the noble ones, they in fact already have seen the truth. Their thoughts, their mind, and their view are not reversed at all, or not perverted at all. They can then see everything they can perceive the truth directly, and they can then also completely abandon all the two obscurations, the two veils, as well as the karma. So from the aspect of the kind of the three kinds of individuals, then they're different, but the nature of Buddha nature, there is nothing to be divided or to be then categorized as the ordinary beings or bodhisattvas or the Buddha. It's very difficult for the ordinary being to perceive Buddha nature directly through this teaching. Mipa Rinpoche often then cited from the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, where he said that where he then said that even though all beings cannot see the Buddha nature, the Bodhisattva at the level of 10 stages can see Buddha nature somewhat, just as they could see the light of the moon from different stages based on their distances. And the Tathagata sees the Buddha nature completely, just as the Buddha is then seeing the moonlight, the moon directly and the most clearly. In Buddha nature, there are 9 kinds of metaphors and 6 kinds of meanings and so on. All of those then points to the teachings of Buddha nature, and we should then try to cross-reference to different commentaries and different texts such as sutras and shastras, and then we can contemplate upon those so that at the end of the study we'll have a comprehensive understanding of this text. Whatever kind of teaching whatever kind of class you engage in, if you have such kind of attitude, such kind of curiosity to study knowledge, then you'll be able to succeed in any kind of teachings. The previous masters, they often then cross-reference to all kinds of commentaries and texts, unlike some of us who then often forget their textbooks and forget their commentaries, and after studying certain text, then they will just throw their books far away and never ever read it again. I think this kind of action is probably quote unquote the great Mahasiddhis behavior, because in this world the Mahasiddhis are quite rare. They don't even need to read any books or study, and then they already have the omniscience to understand, and they don't really have to engage in anything so thoroughly and study so much in detail. But since this is degenerated age, majority of us are of the capacity of ordinary being, of ordinary capacity, and we should then adapt the method of studying in depth. This is the most reliable method to this age and to majority of beings. Then the fifth one then talks about the faces, and the faces that has the three names, and through the three names it contains 6 topics. First of all, we will then study the 3 faces which has 3 names. What does that mean? At first it says that then the unpurified, both unpurified and purified, and the utterly purified. Is explained in the light of 3 faces by means of 3 names, which means that Tathagata Garbha has 3 faces. The 3 faces are the impure, or rather are expressing their given order by names being Bodhisattva and Tathagata. So there are the 3 faces that's unpurified, and that's the ordinary beings. And there are the second phase that is both unpurified and purified, such as bodhisattvas still on the path of seeing, and bodhisattvas on the path of practice. So for the bodhisattvas on the path of seeing, they still have not then purified themselves completely to be on the path of practice or any close to the stage of Buddhahood. And then the bodhisattvas on the path of practice, they are still, although they purified some of the defilements from the path of seeing, but still they're not completely purified like the Buddha. And then the utterly purified phase is like the Buddha's stage. So they, expressing their given order, they were given the name of being or ordinary being that would then correspond to unpurified, and bodhisattva correspond to unpurified and purified, and Tathagata corresponds to utterly purified. For those of you who are not really good at memorizing everything, at least then you can memorize some of the stanzas. I have never really memorized any. I have not memorized the whole text, but at least I memorized this one. I can still recite it now. Lots of the masters who then quoted from certain texts, this is one of them that is quoted very often. And when I first heard it, I thought this is such a wonderful verse, therefore I recited it. At that time I was still very young. So the 3 faces has 3 names, corresponds to them according to Master An Hui's commentary, which, or Master Jian Yi, who only have 1 volume, where he said that where in the text, the commentary of Mahayana Dharmadhatu without distinction. He said that the unpurified face is named as being, the both unpurified and purified face is named as bodhisattva, and the one who is utterly purified, who is in the utterly purified face, is named as Tathagata. So when we're still at the phase that we're very much unpurified, then we're called as beings or sentient beings. And then when we have purified some, but still unpurified, to attain the stainless state, it is called the bodhisattva. And then on the utterly purified face is named Tathagata. It is very similar to this one that we just talked about. In fact, the sentient beings, the ordinary beings, still are fettered by different kind of afflictions, and the bodhisattvas are then on the way out of such fetter, and after achieving the Buddhahood, Buddha is completely unfettered from this all kinds of afflictions. So it talks about how to and where you are in terms of the stages of the fetters of afflictions. So you can then investigate yourself and your own mind. Where are you on this path based on how much afflictions you have? Some of you may feel that, oh, I am a great master. If you are then renowned as great masters, then you should then really investigate and think that how much afflictions do I have? If I have more afflictions than the ordinary beings, then this is just like that you are naming yourself as a lion when you are no more than a stray dog. If all the afflictions are completely purified in your mind stream, you're probably more close to the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas. So from this aspect, you should really investigate detailedly to look at your own mind, how much afflictions do you have, so you don't really ask anyone else about if you are a tulku, if you are a bodhisattva, if you are enlightened already or so. You don't need to go to any of the prediction or any of the fate or dynasty reading places to see who you are. If you want to know who you were in your past life, you can then observe who you are in this lifetime. And if you want to know how you are going to be in your next lifetime, you can then contemplate upon how you are in this lifetime. I think this is really the first kind of teaching that you receive in terms of the distinctions between ordinary beings and bodhisattvas. Some people are called bodhisattvas as a respective title, and they then themselves feel that they're real bodhisattvas. In fact, that is not true. Even if other people call you bodhisattvas, they probably have some secret meanings behind it. Then the next part then talks about the way these three names contain 6 topics. The elements are contained in the 6 topics of essence and so on is explained in the light of 3 faces by means of 3 names. Previously, we talked about the meaning of nature and of the essence of cause and fruit and the endowment. Today, we're going to talk about. Today, we are going to talk about the meaning or the point of entry or manifestation. Through the 6 topics before that through the 6 topics, it is, in fact, I have already included and completely expressed the meaning and the reason of why Buddha nature is completely pure. and how the Buddha nature resides in the impure, in the both impure and pure, and the pure stage. And in these three stages or three phases, they have three names. During the impure stage, that is ordinary being. The both impure and pure phase is bodhisattva, and the completely undefiled and pure stage, that is the Tathagata. From the nature aspect, from its essence aspect, there is no increasing, no decreasing. There's no level or categories that you could then categorize. The Buddha nature, in the clear light of realization, it is said that there is no distinction or differentiation in the Dharmadhatu, and there is no self and other in terms of its essence. But because of the ones who then obtain it, such as the difference between ordinary being, the Bodhisattva, and Tathagata. Therefore, I am distinguishing the differences between all this. So the Dharmadhatu, it has no difference. But in terms of the Bodhigala or the beings, then there are differences. According to the previous 6 points, then you'll be able to see that there are the three phases: the pure, both pure and impure, and a completely pure stage. And based on these three stages, it got three names. Just like water, at first the water was an ice cube, and then you boil it. And once you boil it, it evaporates. It is all water, but it has three different phases. Similar to that, we have the phase of being an ordinary being, and being bodhisattva, and being Buddha. So that's the three phases, and therefore it is quite reasonable. It is then reasonable to differentiate in terms of phases, but not in terms of its essence. So the next one, then it talks about the pervasiveness, just as space, which is by nature free from thought, pervades everything, that is free from any distinction or any kinds of differentiation. Next one, the undefiled expanse, which is the nature of mind, is all-pervading. That's the second aspect. So as a space, it doesn't have any differentiation, doesn't have any thoughts. And the second aspect is that it doesn't then create any obstacles. Not only it doesn't create obstacles, it has a function. So the space doesn't have any thoughts or any kind of differentiation, yet it is undefiled. It doesn't create any kind of obscuration. The space is everywhere, even including our body, we would burp when we don't feel very comfortable with the food that we just had, when we can't digest. And the space pervades Australia, pervades Africa. Wherever you can find space, and then there is space. It doesn't have any. It is not then. It does not block anything. It does not then differentiate where everything is, and it chooses to be pervasive or not. And the next one, it talks about the undefiled expanse, which is the nature of mind, is all pervading. Just like that, the Buddha nature could be all pervasive to all sentient beings, the human beings, the hell realm beings, and animals, and even inside animals, the ants and the worms, and all of those have Buddha nature. So Buddha nature is all pervading. In lots of the chantings, it says that Tathagata is all pervasive to all sentient beings. According to the adornment of Mahayana Sutra Shastra, it says that just as space always reaches everywhere, this Dharmadhatu is also all pervasive at all times. Just as space pervades all forms, so does Dharmadhatu pervades the entire host of sentient beings. Just as how space pervades everywhere, reaches everywhere. In fact, Buddha nature is all pervasive to all the sentient beings, and all sentient beings possess such Buddha nature. Many people do not really know what Buddha nature is, and because of such ignorance, I think people don't quite understand how and why. Therefore, in the sutra, the Buddha would sometimes give teaching on all the Dharma are empty. And sometimes he would teach, then it is not all empty. And he would say that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature. In the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, the Buddha went to Niranjana river with Ananda, and then he asked Ananda to go back and fetch his clean clothing. And then the Buddha started bathing himself, and because of the power of the Buddha, the fish as well as lots of birds, they started to circumambulate the Buddha, which then attracted 500 Brahmins who also gathered around. Once they see the body, the form of the Buddha, they felt really joyful. And then they told the Buddha, saying that if we would love to rely on you, we would then definitely rely on you if you were not a nihilist. And the Buddha said that, how am I a nihilist? And then the Brahmins said that you often give teachings on selflessness, you often talk about no self and selflessness. Then why would then we hold the precepts and practice good for merits and so on? There's no point. And then the Buddha said that, well, that is not true. I also give teachings on the aspect of existence of Buddha nature. And upon hearing this, the 500 Brahmins all then took refuge from the Buddha and aspired for the Anuttara Samya Sambodhi, as well as all the sentient beings around the Buddha, all the animals and so on. And later on, the Buddha started giving them teaching, saying that I sometimes would give teaching on there is a self or existence but the existence of Buddha nature, but that is not ultimate either. According to Lankavatara Sutra, it says that the unsullied Tathagata is without eternalism and nihilism. It exists inherently within the aggregates, the same as gold in the mine. At first, it is only gold would only be hid in the ore, and only after you extract the gold out of the ore, you'll be able to find the gold. Therefore, we need to practice in order to realize the Buddha nature as well. Just as how there is no gold inside iron, but inside of the gold mine, you'll be able to extract the gold. So that's something that we all need to contemplate upon. It is quite profound. It's within still the same outline. The next one then talks about as the general feature of everything. It embraces those with faults, those with qualities, and those in whom qualities are ultimate, just as space pervades everywhere visible, be it of inferior, average, and supreme appearance. In terms of the essence of Buddha nature, it is all-pervasive. The general feature is not the general characteristic. It doesn't mean that which is often said in the pramana, in the Buddhist logic texts. Over here, it says that it is then a general feature or true state. It is all-pervasive to all phenomena. It is all-pervasive to the. It equally permeates to the face of ordinary beings who is beset with faults, and the face of bodhisattvas and noble ones who have qualities, and the face of Tathagata in whom the qualities are ultimate. So all the three faces, in fact, is permeated with the Buddha nature. Sometimes it is called the Dharmadhatu, sometimes it's called the Tathagata Garbha. There are many different names to describe Buddha nature. So over here it talks about the space. It says that there are the vessels which are made of clay. The space permeates such vessel, and a vessel that's made of copper that is average, the space would permeate such vessel, same as the golden vessel as well. Sometimes it seems that there are people who have lots of wisdom, who have lots of merit, who have lots of capacity, who has lots of talent, and they're the ones who completely have nothing of those. So there are the ones who are of the lowest class, or who are then of the lowest capacity, and so on. From the manifestations aspect, then it is very different. But in fact, the Buddha nature is the same. In India nowadays, in India there was a classification of different kind of people. There are the people who are of different levels, different classes. Even till nowadays, there are people who are still considered as the lower class. In United States, who recently died, and he said he is the lowest of class in the high classes, and he committed lots of crime. He died in the age of 66 in the prison, and the whole world had lots of condemnations on him. People would feel that there are people who like him had no limitation, had no sense of morality. such kind of low-class people or such kind of people without morality at all, they are considered as the inferior vessel, just like the clay vessel, but they also have Buddha nature. In fact, people have very different conditions and different causes, and therefore how they live their lives are very different. Such as this morning I met a few people. One of them were very alert, just like some kind of wild animals, like deer and so on. He would then react to any kind of small sound, just like the deers would then watch out while eating and drinking. And through watching the eyes, you would know that he's constantly in the state of being very much alert and cautiousness, and he abides in this kind of fearful state of mind. And I also met someone this morning that he's rather quite slow, and he would just sit there and not really moving much, and he would nod occasionally, just like when I was herding yaks when I was young. The yaks would then just eat, and the yaks would stay in the middle of the road. Even if you hit him with a rock, he would just wag a little bit with the tail and not move a bit, even if the truck driver would then honk at them. They would still stand up very slowly. So that shows how people are quite very different. Their behavior, their mind, it doesn't matter how they are. They in fact all have are all permeated with the Buddha nature. There are people who have a very narrow-mindedness. They would then think of, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong, and they complain and whine a lot. And there are people who are very big-hearted, and they feel comfortable in any kind of situations. So all of those really comes from your previous karma. And it shows that how every sentient being has very different tendencies based on their previous karmas. There are people who have the kind of karmic influence from previous life. They can face different obstacles with ease of mind, and there are people who can't. So that's the different kind of vessels we're talking about over here. Whatever kind of person, whatever kind of personality you are, or whomsoever you are, you have Buddha nature. That is why the Bodhisattva who never discriminate others, according to the Lotus Sutra, he then respects everyone because he views everyone as a future Buddha, because everyone has Buddha nature. So over here it talks about the explanation of the different types in general. And then the seventh one, it talks about the unchangingness, that's concise explanation of the essence. So we're going to talk about the concise aspect, having faults that are adventitious and qualities that are its nature. It is afterwards the same as before. This is Dharmata, ever unchanging. In the previous one, it seems that so as ordinary being, we begin with faults, and then through practice, and then we become purified and then attain Buddhahood. And then over here the question is, well, then it seems that you're talking about the Buddha nature would change gradually through different phases, isn't it? Does it have such faults? No, it doesn't, because over here it talks about the space when it's covered by clouds. Does the space change when it's covered, and does the space change when the clouds disperse? No, it doesn't, because the faults that the mundane beings have, they are adventitious. They are very temporary. They're just like the guests. They would come to you, and then very quickly they would then leave and depart because they're guests. That is what adventitious means. And Buddha nature is like the owner. When the Buddha asked the disciple what is adventitious stain, and then upon contemplating on this, he attained realization. And the qualities, in fact, the qualities of the Buddha, the four fearlessness and the 10 powers and so on, these are already then possessed by the sentient beings at the stage of being the mundane beings. So it has never really changed. That's the nature of Buddha nature of Tathagatagarbha. That is changeless. According to Lankavatara Sutra, it then stated that when the dirt in the cloth is washed away, or the pure gold is refined out of minerals, both the cloth and gold are not damaged. It is the same to purify our mind from defilement. The clothing is not dirty because the dirt can be washed away. But the clothing, after washing, it doesn't change. When it is dirty and when it's washed, the clothing itself doesn't change. It's the dirt that is removed. So what it means is that the Buddha nature is the essence. It is changeless. It's the nature. It won't be destroyed or obstructed. According to, in praise of Dharmadhatu, it says that likewise mind that is so luminous is soiled by the stains of craving and so forth. The afflictions burn in wisdom's fire, but its luminosity does not. Previously, we talked about the metaphors of fire. What it means is that the mind of desire, the mind of ignorance, the mind of anger, all of these adventitious stains temporarily covers this luminous mind that we have. But through the practice, the fire, the flame of wisdom will then burn out the afflictions. But it doesn't mean that the burning and the afflictions are the essence, are the nature of Buddha nature. Those are all adventitious. So we should know that the true state of Buddha nature had never changed. Many masters love using love quoting this stanza, this verse. In Mahaati, it talks about to recognize the nature of your mind. In fact, such nature of your mind was like so and will be like so and is like so. It is suchness. For example, before you didn't recognize the nature of your mind, and then through the pointing out the instructions, you recognize the nature of your mind. From the point of the nature of mind, it has never changed. It's the matter of recognizing it or not. Just like a child a prince that wandered away from the palace and got lost, and then later he was found by the king. The prince had never changed in terms of his status. He is the heir to the king. Being lost exist or not. So now people feel that is there a change when we talk about a sense of transformation and path? In fact, that is not true. The nature of such qualities, the nature of Buddha, of Tathagata had never really changed. Many great masters in different sutras and shastras and commentaries, they constantly quote this stanza. When I was young, I quote this very often in debates. Previously, when I was young, there was only about a few dozen of people debating, and nowadays there are hundreds of people who love debating. And now I really don't want to go there because I'm quite afraid of they would debate with me and they would then clap and then they would run to me and started clapping their hands and initiating a debate. So previously and later, the nature does not change. So we'll stop here today. Litam nyolmam dalje linam lim turjam jitin do anam sayang chatar pan mo chima chakpap shan nyarda nam kar thokpa mehtar shad jangam chundam shugnam chatam bar ngan so dum ngalara dewa tagalam do kan goraja Doa tham chada lana pambarabshad Shanchibabshad bayos zopshile jang Simchana takam shadam tambaramji Zambobshad batagna raptuna jang Maam karapa gandabshad parabjara Somber gamshad ba De dagatana dagdam jobbarashag De tangagnam dana simji jang Shurba dagdam olamam shigtabshad Daglam pambaram durbo jogbo Dagab zambub shul barab da tumbanam De dagatayang dagda chalparashag De dagab daginam yadamagoyang Sardi jim kurvim gombonam samam dagdab dagim jalwabda Maom karapakanda machoar Te dagalayam shurpa jasherabja Jarwanam jitambum chumdana jam Shanchibab shurpakanda nawaram shidib Zambub shurpanam barab jawaya Maom karapakanda shurparabjar Kurwanam sunam yishi dagnam zalamni
ye tap dan she re ba dam zan nam ter da yon dan kan ye ma zalam zol te gir dar chi dan der ni le jan nam de jan ter sam ji ma kya ba sar je nam sar je de je we nam ji pa la shan che be shal ba sho chang ta ver je te ter ma le tam che de sho sa ya cha zam chun la de zaman sar ni le je sar je jam zu jan nam jam zu da kar pa jam zu ru je jang rab tam ji so ji ya la jam zu de gele ji je la ba kan ya la ga nam da bam do kan jim sam ba chab jana ya sar je son la ta tam ji par je Tisam shagpa jarwa tham jadatam kurdum sarnam raptam kurwaye te taga kaya soya mabzalala loye dobjem dagja raptam ji ma om karpa tham jidem ji preya kache chikem dagjam ji parabje kayam karpa tisam sarte taga kache chashi jina ji parabshed tisam shagpa maya sange ka te taga kache chilam dagem ta Takta te takanam shayalala Jamar jarpanam tharatok jimji Kaya ti samantaka jam kolapa Te tabdal jidam dam baradab Te taramalim shognam tam chadata Jarava taka janam kolamji Kaya mabshin jitin drumanam Shanchibaram baram sangjam korlom kor Yanganam di parab jam tartunam Gombo kandi rondab dagam chao Kandam nirvi zam chulutun namada Kani go ye thakpa tup dagada Kanda yundan shulpa tu namada Kanda chapap shamba takushtup Kanim givim sunam tup dagadam Chakpa mi par chirpa yeshi tup Sherab tab tam tam zan tup dagaki Pshanchib tu namayang tagab japarabshid Liji tu namayang sa tagab shirijam Nyumon tu namay kandam jambarabshid Dache tu nam tu mil rab shiri jang Zang bo shul bo tu nab zang parab je Zang nam jam tu nam bar tagab shiri jang Sim chin jam tu tag na nam bar durum Chu nam jam tu rab tan thong shiri jang Jam tu rab ta tok parab shid Shul pa jam tu nam bar tagab shiri jang Mola ma jam tu yung su zog parab shid Sar je jam tu rab tam chup shiri jang Kar pa jam tu rum chuf je parab je Kaya di Zamab shagpa jarva yub shanchib shulp molam shetanam Zambo shulpip shanchib sardine Tekanam dagi malim zoperje Jarva kanje tiche tawapa Kanga man kandab zamjibsha Kiba te tam sombarab jalpub shirar Gewan da tagatam chadarab tabngo Litang yartang yil janam tagajam Shulpanam tagajanam yon tagapa Mo zang bum ki pam chim jawa Dem jarab dag jang de dam song par shog Jabab sharam jam khola jin mo lam japarab ja Mawam karapa kandam chowar Dem shama malim zog parab ja Sharpa dag nam sayul majra chi Yundan nam jam sab zong me par shog Sharpa tamil palani ne jang Te tagam charpa tham chalam salavarab ja Nam kim tar tu kirpa chatambar simchana malim thayan devjanande chatamali tam yumum thajraba daga molam thayan tezammo kayam shukji janam thay parin chinam jendi jalawa nam la bhala hatam yevdevan chognam jang jangab dam nyala kar par parvavi kangi mova jelpund thunim shangcham chok ji suramo shang lanchi zamyam talpa jerpa nam sonam tambam chokdam dam jer Kangi bzom shil munam da tabi Tena ngan son tam chal pangvaram jer Tena chokpo ngan bar pangva yen Nang wam thai te yang tem nyeram thong Te taga nyerpa Te taga lagbar Kandab zambu te yang chandra var Te taga rampur matog te bshanam jer Tsamil nga po taga dikpanam Kanga me shi wang gi shi pa da de zang bu shi ban de je de na nir de ma le yong se shang wa ram jir yi shi dang na zi dang zan nam da ri dang ka do nam dang dam ram jir da ta mar ta ma bu de ma te ji de ne sam bu kan nam che de ram jir shang chi bi xiang wang zhong de de mi ram do song ni sim chen nam pam shi de 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 shang chi bi sang jim kor no ra de kor de nam de dam ji pa tham che de de Kayam zambu shid bu mol nam dam chang wa dang ne dun dam lo na ya de nam ber men ba sang jim tian nam shang chi ben chog lam som nya ma phi de ji jam ko da wa wo chi turim kim ba dang kan de zambu de an de jen de Eta kan jib jisum da lo bshar ge wan da da tham ch de ra ta ngo ti sam shag pa jar wa tham ch de ji ngo a kan lam chog da ngar ba de da ge wa sa wan da kan ja zang bo job shar ra ta ngo ra ji Dagnam chivim tip shir jirpana, Japa tam chita dagnam sham salate, Mon samanang wam taim tem tonim, Dewa chanje shang tiraptum ru, Tirsonin mulam datagajan, Tam chila malim gondam jirvara shago, Te dagamalim daki yon sabka, Jitin chitra sim chanam pambaram, Jalawab jim kurab sang shang gawa, Tirpamutam bakantum zilishi, Nawam tayi jalmim on samanda long tan bayam daki ter thobsho ter nam daki long tan rap thobne mam bob jewan jag jai bloye to jip shok nam sa yang sim chen nam la phan ba mam bob je zang bob shur ba mo la man tom ba ya ge wa chong zalam dakim chen sa ba ten nam ro mo la ma ge wa nam ka chi chi ki tham chalam jur war sho kayam zang bob shur ban dam ngo bin so nam an thai dam ba kang thu de do dem ngam che war shang wa nam o da khwa mi ba ni ra ba thu par sho mo la ma je bo da ta kan cha ko so thai im do a kan la them shi de ja kan da zang bo jam bo jong tra ba te ngan so ni nam ma li ston war Samani Shan Labadam, Chunya Man Girab Dim Bub Shan Labata, Gimdana Mabshadan Bub Shan Labaji, Chataram Moa Mulaman Japarasho, Talayata Pansan Jaya, Awan Budana, so high, Pami Durji, Dunjum Jet, Panamara Valera Balambakar, Montolontan Repa, Quatim, Shim, Jimmy the Pencil, Javla Survan, Diptic. Composition the Banyan Laji, Kayan Chitan, deeper Shinjelo, Sorta, Ton, Mir, Antananga, Milita, and Jabarakim, the Pambam Jov, Sassam Jalawa, Jamzum Chenli, Gela, Shinchin, Bapa, she parcel, the Militams are Lova, Yam Tagam, Takapayash, now I'm shocked to the Jams of Shalamo, Deeper, Yam Deraton, Jom Keep, Gypsum, Mala, Sorvan, Katsim and Durji, she served and Chenlim, Zalpi, Jum Korolochum, Yam Julan Chayan, Tam Sears, May, Tam Jub, and Deer on the Chonchurch, Jamni Jaravan, Tip the Zammo, Tam Tabdan, Tam Chon, Jam Sum, Nim Tirto, Milan Haxam, Dimber, Immanly, Dottanum Japa, Games, and Barajam, Lapa, Samandan, Garmi, and Zambayam, Deepa. Nimder yon kajan taqtam shalajam shavi talam diwar tabtanam shagam tarab jib trashi sho
尊敬的上师仁波切，尊敬的堪布堪姆，以及现场所有的道友们，大家晚上好。天空虽有乌云，但乌云的上面永远会有太阳在照耀，就如同我们每一个人。